All right. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Wakar Kwadash. Honor to those I've learned from. Of course, those men that's constantly pushing out this word on the internet. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of Israel. And shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. All right, it's going to be really fast. Just going to jump into something today that's been on my spirit. I'm going to call this one, You Should Have Spent Your Money. That's all this guy had to do. The entire earth was under his vibration. He's pretty much chartered all the land areas that he could get his hands on. He's put them at his feet. He built up a monetary system. He had his rules-based order. He had his United Nations. He had these global contracts, global treaties, Geneva Convention, he had all this thing set up. Now all he had to do is spend his money and then follow his own laws, his own system, his own vibration, and just continue on. But instead of spending his money, he chose to use his military. So I'm going to start off with Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Where's the United Nations building located? New York City. The presidents of this country, the richest of this country, what do they look like? They all look red, like the man Trump, your boy Biden. Those are the Edomites. Those are who are ruling this earth. There's no other hidden, there's some hidden families behind them. They all look like them, okay? Just like in the gladiator arenas in ancient Rome, so-called white people weren't watching other white people be slaughtered, okay? That's not what's going on here. It would be an uproar. They weren't watching their cousins and their brothers be slaughtered. They were watching their cousins and their brothers through whatever weird outlet or whatever weird theme they used that day, slaughter Israelites, which are what they call them, tawny or swarthy looking men. They weren't watching other blonde hair, blue eyed guys get slaughtered in the arena. Okay? Like if you ever watch 300, it was actually one of my favorite movies, Gladiator. They would make up these themes about Attila the Hun and how the battle went. And usually there were certain people were getting slaughtered by a different military. And usually it was, they were showing how the Romans defeated the Israelites, or the Romans defeated some Japhetic country, or whatever lands they were attacking at the time and slandering and creating a narrative against. And they would slaughter them in the arena. They weren't slaughtering their brothers and their sisters. Not unless maybe they were a known criminal. They might set them up to get destroyed in a gladiator arena. But the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They all look like Trump and Biden. Sure, there's hidden families, but they all look pretty much like Trump and Biden, okay? So this guy, he should have spent his money. He had the entire earth set up under his vibration. It was given to him now. It says the earth is given. It was given to him. Okay? He was given a sword, and with that sword, he used it to put the entire earth at his feet. And he had his money. He should have spent it doing some business. He could have went to Venezuela and purchased their oil and did business with them. But no, he wanted to do something very weird. Let's look back at the whole Venezuela thing. Who was that guy? Juan Guaido. Right here we have it. It was so weird. It says several European countries signed a petition pretty much calling the elections that happened in Venezuela, being election deniers in Venezuela, saying that it was a complete farce and this guy Juan Guaido was the real leader. This happened back in 2019 of Venezuela, and we had countries like Austria, Czech Republic, Denmark, Germany, Estonia, Finland, France, Latvia, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Spain. Do any of those countries have anything in common? They're all ran by red people. And this is one of the most biggest, just shams to come across the globe. They're going to completely just say the Venezuela election was no good, being election deniers, and saying some guy that went through schooling in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., Juan Guaido, one of their CIA puppets, is now the president. Instead of spending their money and doing interactions in a global fiat way since they have the fiat, they own the money that runs the globe, which is the U.S. dollar. They want to just go over there and murder the Venezuelans, slander them, and just take their money. I mean, all this guy had to do is, take their wealth, take their riches, take their land. And all this guy had to do is spend his money. So all he had to do is just spend his money and go along with his rule of law. He didn't want to do that. So what was he screaming? Instead of spending his money, what did he say? He said Gaddafi had to go. Gaddafi must go. Western leaders insist Gaddafi must go. Look, who are these people again? Let's see who these people's talking again. Britain and France, U.S. leaving Gaddafi in power would be an unconscionable betrayal of the Libyan people. They were afraid a Gaddafi was going to destroy the country and just start murdering people that were in opposition to his beliefs. But now look at Libya. Libya wants the Switzerland of Africa where, they paid you to have a family. When you graduate, they give you a home. Everyone, all of his citizens were well taken care of. Now the citizens are going into slavery and the slave market. Because Britain and France and America said Gaddafi must go. At the time, America did have a tawny-looking leader, Obama, which is a complete Hamite, which I said before, If you look at the Democratic Party, they're ran by the Vatican, and the Republican Party, they're ran by Israel, with the head being in London. So the two birds are the same feather, the two wings on the same bird. But, it's obvious that the reason why the border is wide open the way it is because of the Vatican. Who's leading now? The Democrats are leading now. Who's always the darling of the Democrats? Was it Camelot? The first Catholic president, JFK. And who's the second Catholic president? Biden. It's the Vatican running their part of the Edomite heritage is pushing this whole wicked left-hand agenda. The Republicans, they come through Israel, so they start pushing Israel whenever they get in power. But, the head, London, or we'll just say leave that one open for debate. They're all going in the same direction, which is destroy the earth, which they think they're saving it, have 500 million people, and make sure all the Israelites are gone. So they said Gaddafi must go for no reason. They just said he should go because they didn't want to spend their money. What are they doing now? They stole all his oil, stole all his resources. Then when he came back and said what? Assad must go. President Obama said Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has lost his legitimacy and must go for no reason. This is the guy that the Syrians elected to be their leader. But this dude over here, this sodomite running America, is talking about Assad has to go because he's lost legitimacy. And this dude's over here passing legislature to put into law things that the Bible called an abomination. And he's saying this Assad has lost legitimacy. You have lost legitimacy. Okay? It says what? During the joint President Obama said Syrian President Bashar Assad has lost his legitimacy and must go during a joint press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Obama, on his first president visit to Israel, warned that Syrian regime will be held accountable for the use of chemical weapons or their transfer to terrorists, which is complete BS. I mean, but so what are they doing now? They went up in Syria. Now they're stealing their oil. They're at the oil fields, stealing it. But he must go. Why? Because they don't want to spend their money. They chose to use their military. Okay? Where we at? Let's just read, let's just jump into a scripture. Let's go with Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth? Okay. You see what it says there? Let's just look at that. You see that? That WHOLE, whole. We don't need to look that up, right? It's not saying partial earth, the entire whole earth, okay? And who's the earth given to? The hand of the wicked. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon? Now, did ancient Babylon have the whole earth? No. But the daughter of Babylon, present day, they have the whole earth, okay? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And now we can see here was it Apostle Gabar did a lesson about that guy that went to LA and just saw how destitute LA is. Right across the street from the municipal building of LA, which was built beautifully, all the businesses are gone. You know, what was left, like a smoke shop? The police are next door to it. They're barricaded up. They scared to come out. I mean, it's just destitute. The same guy, I've been watching for a while. He did videos in San Francisco, just walking down the areas that used to be bustling. I mean, just, if you wanted to open a business there, the people that owned wouldn't even let you over there. If you weren't a national themed store like a Starbucks or like a CV, they wouldn't even let you lease from them. Now they can't find anyone to lease any of their stores. I mean, it is a miracle. It is only, that the hand of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is come upon the financial aspects of this country, because this guy didn't want to spend his money. He wanted to use his military. So he said, since you don't want to spend your money, he's busting this nigga down. Esau's losing everything. Why can't he have a store in the downtown districts of his major cities? This place is there's nothing but people here. They're letting in all these migrants. Why doesn't anybody have the ability to go into these stores and keep them afloat, keep them moving? Where's everybody gone? Everybody's in the house. Everybody's dying, just dying suddenly. Healthy people, damn football players, people you could pick up a 2x4 and hit them over the head, and they look back at you like what the fuck you doing? Or just dropping dead. big, strong athletes, with the best health care their entire life, with multiple doctors watching all of their diagnostics, are falling dead. Telling you. So how's it come to desolation? That damn Trump scene, homelessness, drug addicts everywhere, fentanyl people. And for some reason, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, but they're the number 2 earners in America. If you look at different charts, they'll show you that Asians are the number 1 earners in Babylon. When they include the East Indians, Elam, Moab, and Ammon, and other Asians, Filipinos. And who's at the bottom? You Negroes, blacks, blackity blacks. So, that's what's going on here. All right, let's hit Psalms 83. Let's go hit Psalms 83 for real quick. I'm just going to read probably the first 3 verses. Because, where we at with that? Psalms 83. It says, keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Thy people, which is the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the hidden ones are the remnant. They even want the remnant. Now he know he gonna get the 2/3. This dude said he wants the elect too. He said he want it all. He tried to stick him with the Trump scene, and he want it all. He said he's not just going. He always want more than he's supposed to get. Right. But the whole thing is this. They've taken crafty counsel, and if you read down 6 through, verses 6 through 7, really, what they talk about is Edom, the Ishmaelites, Moab, the Hagarenes, and Amalek. This guy, he made crafty counsel. He made a tumult. He made an agreement with these guys. Everybody is supposed to get their own lands. Because when the righteous people take back over, which we won't have to use the sword, but we will have a sword to use to put these nations. See, these nations was given to us when Isaac blessed Jacob. So these nations, they're ours. They belong to Jacob. But Esau wanted them. And in order for him to get them, he had to use his sword. Because they weren't just going to bow down to him. Because they're not his to be bowing to. So he had to go into Australia, murder them. Go into Africa, murder them. America, murder them. South America, murder them. The islands, murder them. Use a sword. And really, he's been a golden cup in the hand of the Lord. Because now the entire earth is ready for the taking. So all these people are supposed to get their own lands, including the Gazans. But what is this guy doing? He's murdering them. It's over 30,000 people, and there's no way it's just 30,000. I'm saying it's just 2 million people there. I think at least 10% of the population is gone. The way it's looking over there, if you ever would meet somebody from Gaza right now, you'd probably just be looking at them like, how'd you survive that? How did you survive that? You mean tell me there's too many people there and there's only 30,000 people that's died after all that bombing and all those buildings falling down? It's a lot more dead than that. But all those people are supposed to have their own lands. But this guy is the number 1 truce breaker in the galaxy. So instead of spending his money, instead of doing, and hold up, let's just hit this real quick. They put this guy, Putin, this just showing that this guy's rule of law is just out of control. Putin, why did the ICC issue an arrest warrant for Putin? They said because he bust children. He bust children from a war zone to somewhere else. And once you do that, that's an automatic war crime. Because, when this whole Ukraine, we're like, man, why don't Russia, come on, man. Man, you got warships, use them. Go win this war. But now you can see the mastery. See, the Most High, he's been sharpening this sword over there in the land of the Medes for a while. He knew, this is prophecy. He's going to use them to take down Babylon. And he's been sharpening the sword. And that's what why don't the Russians just go in and end this thing in Ukraine? But this guy's, what are they known for? Chess players, right? This guy has been running a master campaign of war. I mean, there's so many things that he has to watch. He has to watch the skies. He has to watch spies. He has to watch out for generals taking the bag and, being, what Lindsey Graham wanted one of his own men to Brutus's ass, in the bunker, saying someone needs to kill Putin. That was Lindsey Graham. He has to watch out for all that stuff. And then you got to get on the battlefield and take on Babylon, take on NATO. How you going to do that, So this guy's been running a master military campaign in Russia. He's done it masterfully because now we see the way that Netanyahu is doing it. He sent in the warplanes. You're going to become a pariah among the nations if he would have just sent in the warplanes and just started smashing them. So he's done it a smart way. And for him just busting children out of a area that he was about to bomb parts of eastern Ukraine. So he just bust out the children. He puts a couple kids on the bus, got them out there because he wanted to blow them up. And they made him a war criminal for that. Look at your look, the IDF, they're over there busting children, and when they bust them straight to prison. They got little kids in prison over there in Israel. Nobody's saying anything about that. They murdered 30,000 people, civilians. Okay, everybody in Gaza is supposed to be Hamas. This is just complete, and we don't. You can't believe anything they talking about October. After the way they're doing things and lies they're today, they went into a hospital apparently, and they're finding mass graves. They're bombing hospital. That's supposed to be a war crime. They're killing UN chiefs. They're killing Americans over there. They're killing it. All this supposed to be war crimes, but it's hard as hell to get this nigga damn not a Jew indicted. So we see there's no rule of law here. This guy doesn't want to spend his money. He doesn't want to go use his own laws. He doesn't want to do anything righteous. This guy, he's a complete scumbag. So we're just waiting for this. So this is it. This is the end, man. Ain't nothing dying down. Ain't no treaties being made. No ceasefires. It's just catching your breath because it's on. It's about to pop off out here. It's just nasty. Everything going on is just nasty here. Look at this. The zombies are out. Man 31 accused of murder on Las Vegas Strip, eating man's face at a bus stop. He says Colin Check, 31, was arrested for report. There were two fighting. They found him eating the victim's ear and his eyeball. Yeah, I just read that. They were fighting, then they found the man eating the victim's ear and eyeball, okay? That's what's going on in Babylon, okay? This place is crazy. Ain't nothing right. Ain't nothing right going on here, man. Nothing right. And that's just a little bit of news. Just a little bit of news. Let's just go up here to old boy Tucker. We're talking about Pompeo earlier. He said, what did he say? Look, people just dying, turbo cancers on the loose. This place is filth. This is the inhabitants of all unclean things. It's just an unclean place. How did these two Negroes get caught up in this? They having a party and they just start littering. But who gets caught up? They wanted to make sure they put a face in it, two Negroes. But we know who's really doing it. Who got the boats over there? This dude's a complete slanderer. All he does is slander. He says Mike Pompeo is a complete criminal. This guy is going across the whole globe interviewing heads of state. Now he's back. He said Mike Pompeo is really sinister person and a criminal. He claims the former CIA director plotted to assassinate Julian Assange and withhold the JFK files. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of the criminal activities of these people. So I'm ended there. This guy didn't want to use his money. He just wanted to be a thief and use his one major blessing, which was the sword, and just keep stealing. So we're going to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Honors to those I've learned from. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles and elders of all Israel. And shalom to those of Yasharal seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. Shalom.